Hello, hello, fellow crafters. Lucky wanted to say hi to everyone. He's also inspecting the beginning of me working. I think he's going to be in all the videos now. Today, we are talking about the stamp wheel and why the stamp wheel is a revolutionary stamping platform. So I am showing to you my original stamp wheel. It comes with this plate. The plate already has a bunch of radial lines. They emanate from the center out, and the platform has these feet on the back that's prevent it from moving too much. It keeps it in place a little bit, and it also has a sticky mat. It already comes with all of this. The sticky mat is the regular one. I believe there is a super sticky mat sold separately, and this thing is a blessing. It really helps keeps your cardstock in place. You can also use it for some techniques that I'm going to show you later. I'm going to give you a little bit of data about the stamp wheel as well. You can turn it around 16 times on top of stamping like you would with any other platform. You can turn that plate around, which means you can turn your stamp around up to 16 times, which is 22.5 degrees each time. The stamping area itself for this one, the original stamp wheel, is 7.5 inches or 19 centimeters. It's a really good size, so you could make up to 5x7 cards in it, and or you could stamp 7x7 and cut it down and use it in other 2 cards or more. I am showing to you here. I don't have the original size for the wreath builder from Gina K. I have this mini one. I've had it for many years. If you've never seen the original wreath builder, you would cut down a piece of cardstock square and you would put it inside of the kind of 8 petal star whatever, and you would turn the cardstock around 8 times and stamp with the stamp in the same spot, and you will have a wreath at the end. And I don't know if they are still sold or whatnot, but they had a size limitation. I believe the biggest size was 4x4. With the stamp wheel, you actually don't need to use a wreath builder to get a wreath or a mandala or something like that. I don't have my stamps, my mandala stamps anymore. I left them in Brazil, sadly. So I had to go through my stash and find like small stamps to try to do something here to show you. But later I'll show you what I used in the videos that I created for Instagram years ago, and I still have some of them just to give you a few different ideas. But here I have 2 stamps, and I started turning them every 45 degrees. So I would turn them originally the 8 times that the wreath builder would do. And then I saw there was too much space, and I was like, no, I want to stamp the spaces in between as well. I'm going to speed this up soon because you don't need to see me doing the same stamp 16 times to understand what I'm doing. But you can see that it starts slowly, and in the beginning you look at it and you don't think much of it. But later, when you have all the repetitions in place, it just makes sense for your brain. I guess the brain likes that uniformity, the repetition, and that, I don't know, the perfection of it. And here I'm doing something really, really basic just so you get an idea. But you can create and you can do a bunch of other things with the stamp wheel that you could actually use this in other platforms as well. But this one, you actually don't need any other extra tools to be able to do it, because the stamp wheel, the platform itself, was built to facilitate those features for you. So you wouldn't need a wreath builder with the stamp wheel, because it actually stamps twice as much as the wreath builder. So you don't need to stamp the 16 times as well. It's just because I started with a very small stamp that I am doing all 16 times. But if you use bigger stamps, you could actually stamp like 4 times or 8 times or anything like that. But for the smaller images, and especially as they go bigger, I think you would probably benefit from being able to stamp more times, because then the alternative would be to move those stamps to the spaces in between and stamp it again. With this one, you don't need to do that. Now, here I did it very quickly, just something to show you that it looks weird in the beginning, but once you stamp all the times, it actually looks nice. So, this is the Gina K stamp that was made to create mandalas, and I I have another video, a short video on Instagram showing how I made it. And this one I used just a layering flower stamp from Altenew and leaves. And the other feature that I want to show you and talk about is these roundabout stamps from Concord and Nine. I am not going to show you how originally you're supposed to do it, but you can see that there's an X, a lining X in the middle of those stamps. And you're supposed to stamp them and turn them around 90 degrees and stamp them 4 times. You could stamp the 4 times with the same color of ink or different inks. It's up to you. But remember that X that we have in the middle of the plate. So if you line up that X with the center of the X from the stamp, uh, that's it. You just need to stamp it 4 times, turn it around 90 degrees, and it's going to work. Here I had a paper. My cat bit my cardstock that I had ready on the side, ready to go. Yeah, he's a great helper. He wanted to leave his mark stamped on my work this time. But yes, so if you see some bite marks on the upper left corner, it was him. I think the previous cardstock also was bitten. Anyways, I'll stamp and change the colors 4 times to get the whole pattern. But you can see how much easier it is if you ever use one of these on a regular stamping platform. There were people who would actually draw that X on the back of the stamp. Uh, there were like lining guides. There were all kinds of things. With this one, you just line up the X with the guide and stamp how many times you want. I had done this one before as well. I stamped and embossed it in gold on a green cardstock. So you have different options. And this is another feature that I love about the stamp wheel, because it's so big and the plate is huge and you have so much space. Excuse my light, it will keep going off for some reason. I don't know why. You can actually put all of your layering stamps on the same plate. You can use the back as well. So I put 4 layers on one side and the 5th layer on the back. And you can keep them on that plate if they are too much, like too difficult for you to line up. You can just keep them on that plate and buy an extra plate and use with your other stamps. So you wouldn't have to line them up ever again. They would be already in place. All you need to do when you want to use them is ink them up and put them down on a piece of cardstock. So here I line them up off screen because it takes me some time. The layering stamps, my vision is not that great. So I do always try to test it off screen. And then when I like how they look, I usually press record. But I got it wrong, I think, once or twice. I found that for this one specifically, if you have this one, stamp the outline and then layer all 4 layers with the outline before you actually stamp them and give it a try. Sorry for the light once again, it keeps going off. Uh, so here you can see I started with the yellows, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna add a bit of orange to the detail, so you could see the difference, the contrast a little bit better. Because if it was just yellow, I don't know, the screen wasn't capturing it great. And then I did it a different color just to show you that you can do like as many as you want. You can turn around the paper as well and stamp on the other corners. And this one I skipped the outline because the other layers are already in place. So if I don't want to use the outline, I don't need to. And I'm going to bring them closer to the screen in a minute so you can see the detail. But if I didn't want to line up these stamps again, I could just keep them on the plate the way they are here and buy an extra plate and use it. And you could like buy as many plates as you want and keep all of your stamps, layering stamps already saved and in place, so you don't have to line them up ever again. If that's hard for you, if you have like eyesight problems like I do, that really helps. But here's the detail, and I love this. I love this feature. I absolutely love it. And again, if you want to use a bigger piece of cardstock, you could stamp it 4 times or maybe even more. You could turn it around and stamp in between as well. Now I want to show you something else, because you have this sticky mat and it has a texture on one side, but it's actually smooth on the opposite side. I am turning around with the smooth side up, and one other feature is that you can use it for mirrored stamping. Remember that the sticky mat is also made of the same material that the stamps are made. It's photopolymer. And so it's actually a big stamp. And if you stamp any images or anything on the back of your sticky mat, you might just need to stamp, like here, I had to stamp it twice because I didn't get all of the detail on the first time. You can pick it up with a piece of cardstock, just like press it down a little bit, and you have the mirror image of that stamp. Look how perfect that is and how quick and easy it was to make it. I'm going to stamp it in the regular way so you can compare the two of them. I did get excess ink on the end, like the stem, but of the flower, but that was like my mistake. It's not because of the platform or anything. It's just user error. And you can see how perfect the image looks. It's absolutely stunning. It's so quick and easy to do. So you can use it for mirror stamping, and you can also use the same side for just different techniques. There are several videos out there. You can use it with a bit of mixed media techniques and use that surface to put some ink down and lift it up like you would with a gel plate. It is not like a gel plate. It is different. It's not going to work exactly like a gel plate, just so you don't get your hopes up in case you don't have a gel plate. But you can use for certain textures and certain looks like you would a gel plate. Here, I'm just spreading some ink down. It's the same inks that the Altenew inks that I've been using most of the video. And I'm going to lift it up with a piece of cardstock. I'm just going to press it down with my fingers like I did before. And you get a bit of texture because the ink kind of beads up a little bit. But it's a texture that I think you could actually use to create like a wood grain texture. It would look very nice. And you could also spray and pick it up. I think you can use it for a bunch of things. So I'm not showing you in detail each and every single technique that you can use it for, but keep it in mind that you can use it for several techniques. And Lucky wanted to come by and say goodbye. He came by several times. He just won't stop. So these are the things that I showed you so far in this video. And I just wanted to take a minute to talk about the Stamp Wheel 2.0. I don't have one, I don't own one, but I'll tell you the differences in comparison to this one. I borrowed some images from the Autonew website. Here you can see that it's way bigger. It's a 9-inch stamping area. It has a similar plate, but with more divisions. There is a side that you can remove a section so you can stamp on bigger cardstock. You could stamp an entire page of cardstock in one place and cut it down and use it for 4 cards. It has separate mats as well. Both sides sizes, sorry, have separate mats that you can buy. This one actually helps you with centering your standard side cardstock. You can have it in black or white. They are sticky. There is the regular sticky one as well. There is made of photopolymer stamp material. There are corners that help you center as well, that are sold separately. And there are plates with squares that help you center your stamps and position them better. The extra plates would also give you the option of saving those layering stamps, like I mentioned before. All of these accessories are sold separately. I just wanted to mention that I'm not sponsored. This video is not sponsored. I just love the stamp wheel, and it has changed my crafty life. Mine was actually pre-ordered, so I have it. I've had it for years, and it's in perfect condition. I hope this was useful to you. I'll see you in the next video. Have fun. Bye.